Hi Leo, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading for August. I hope you are doing extremely well. I am going to take a second to remind everyone that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every single Leo out there. So guys, just take what resonates for you, leave the rest for someone else. Please keep in mind that in a general reading, the energies can reverse. So if it is resonating, get in where you fit in. And as always, Leo, don't try to force yourself into a reading that's not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Leo? Leo. All right, Leo, you are starting out with the 5 of coins. You have the Page of Cups in the reverse. And coming out together is the 4 of Swords along with the King of Cups. Okay, so I feel like for a lot of you, this could be somebody new, or it could be regarding a renewal that you're waiting for. You're trying to, see if it's going to happen. I feel like currently you're feeling rejected, you're feeling abandoned, you're feeling like this person is not, it's almost like they're in your presence, because I can see in this particular card, that person is in your presence, but yet there's this longing that is there. It's like something's not coming through, right? And I feel like this is either somebody new or it's somebody from your past. I do feel like it's somebody more so from your past, because we have the 4 of Swords here, which indicates that with regard to love or someone that you do love, you've kind of pulled back. You're very reserved. You're trying to heal your energy. And this is definitely with regard to someone that you have deep feelings for. But I feel like you can't express those feelings the way you want to. You almost have this childlike innocent love that you really want to express to this person, but you can't. So you're kind of holding all that love in and not able to express it, because you don't feel that this person is giving to you. Let me see their energy. Show me who's in Leo's energy. This person could even be in your like around you, because I feel like you have contact somehow with this person. Show me Leo's or the person in Leo's energy. Okay, we're not doing all those cards. That's a little erratic. Let's just pull all over. Show me the person in Leo's energy. There we go. All right, so the person in your energy, we have the 10 of Swords in the reverse. We have the Ace of Wands. And we have the 9 of Coins. So the good news is that this person is showing up as being single and very independent. I do feel like this is somebody who is working very hard. They're working, trying to accumulate their coins, accumulate their money. They could be learning something new. This person could also be a student for some of you, but this is somebody who is seeking knowledge right now. They are a very strong and independent person, a very passionate person. Now, I do feel like there has been an ending between the two of you, and it was very painful for both of you. But this person has the energy of having gone through an extremely painful ending, and now they're trying to come out of that. They're trying to recover from that. This person may have felt betrayed in some manner, but with the Ace of Wands, they do want a new beginning here. So that's good. So let me see. Show me the energy between Leo and this person. Show me the energy between Leo and this person. All right, we have Temperance in the reverse and the 7 of Swords. Oh, so this person was a bit deceptive in some manner. They could have betrayed you, and they may be now trying to trying to recover that, or it could have just been a very painful ending. But Seven of Swords is a secretive energy. It's toxic. It's lying, cheating, stealing. Now it could be this person's not being honest with themselves as well, but there's some sort of deception, whether it's deception with you or whether it's deception with self, and we'll clarify it to see. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius, but you have Temperance in reverse, so there's healing still that needs to take place here. I feel like your emotions are unbalanced right now. There's a sense here of you're not as grounded as you need to be. So there's definitely healing that needs to take place on your side, and it's related to feelings of rejection, feelings of abandonment. So that's where you need to focus your energy of healing. Let's see what's affecting this connection. The Knight of Swords. So the truth is coming out. There's going to be a very truthful conversation between the two of you. Yeah, so that's good. Now be careful though, because you know, the Knight of Swords is very truthful, but can sometimes be very sharp with their words. It can also indicate an altercation that could happen, but we'll clarify. Show me the outcome at the end of the week for Leo. Show me the outcome. The Three of Cups. That's a reconciliation. Yeah, that's a reconciliation. Now, it could also indicate dating. It could indicate going out with family or friends. But it is a card of happiness. It's a card of joy. So, if there is a reconciliation happening, I feel like somebody in some manner is going to facilitate that. All right, bottom of the deck, Ace of Coins. So the good news is you likely have a sudden influx of money coming in. There's like an influx. It could be a large sum of money, or your money could just be stabilizing and improving. But Ace of Coins is very good financially, so I do like that for you. That's underlying all of this. In addition, because you could have been having some financial issues as well. If that's the case, I would not concern myself overly. I mean, absolutely, you want to remedy whatever the situation is, but you do have an influx of money coming in. With regard to this connection, though, I'm seeing a stable new beginning. I'm seeing something coming together, and it's going to be stable. It's going to be like a shiny new beginning. So let's clarify. Spirit-wise, the Five of Coins here. The Star card, good. And the Knight of Wands. Yeah, you feel like this person is inconsistent, Leo. You're hopeful about the situation, but I feel like when the two of you, when this relationship ended, I feel like this person betrayed you. And I feel like it cut you to the core. I feel like you felt abandoned and rejected, and you still haven't completely resolved all of that. It really stirred up some, you know, even maybe some past issues that you have. There's definitely a need for you to heal from those things. This person, you're viewing them as being either a player, or you're viewing them as being inconsistent. They're in one day, they're out the next, in and out, in and out. You're still hopeful about it, but you're doing a lot of healing, which is exactly what you do need to do. Why is the Page of Cups in reverse? Okay, we have the Ten of Wands reversed, and we have the Seven of Wands reversed. You're definitely avoiding conflict, aren't you? So that's why you're not opening up to this person. You're avoiding conflict. But I have to be honest with you, Leo, as you're avoiding all that conflict, as you're holding these feelings back, there is a bit of immaturity emotionally in that, and it leaves you feeling powerless. So, but I can see clearly that you just don't want to have conflict. You don't want to have problems with this person. I feel like in the past there were a lot of problems, so be careful about avoiding, you know, conflict. It's not a matter of avoiding the conflict. It's a matter of how to handle the conflict in a mature manner. And maybe, you know, that's a skill that you're learning right now. Because ultimately, the more you try to avoid conflict with this person, the more it's going to make you feel powerless. And that's not where you want to go. And again, that leans into, you know, further healing that needs to take place. So let's look at your bottom energy. You're focusing on your money, which is good. I'm also seeing a lot of self-care. So you're pouring that love into yourself, which is positive. We have the moon in reverse, and we have the 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, so you're showing up here as single, but this is the Empress in the lower arcana. So I feel like you are learning your lessons. You're going through, you're working hard. I can see your money is definitely looking good here by the end of the week. I don't know if you went through some financial loss when this relationship broke up, but I definitely see your finances are looking really good. You also have a strong spiritual connection, which is positive, and I feel like you're doing a lot of self-care. So you're basically taking that energy where you have all this love that you feel like you can't pour into this person any longer because you feel like it's going to cause conflict, or, you know, maybe they're very non-committal, and you're pouring that love into yourself, into your home, into your work or your job. And as a result, you're becoming very strong and very independent. That being said, I do feel like you're going to reveal your feelings to this person, whereas in the past you have been kind of holding back, not really talking about things, working more on your own healing. You've been very reserved with this person, and I do feel like you are going to start to open up here. You've had this realization that you do need to heal some more. You've had this realization that, you know, you have to love yourself first in order to pour that love into this person. So let's look at this person's energy. Why is the 10 of Swords here? I think you're doing very well for what it's worth. I think your energy looks good. You're still healing, but your energy looks really good. All right, so 4 of Swords. You both have the 4 of Swords, so that does verify that there was a period of time that the two of you weren't talking. Now, here's the thing. You may now be conversing with this person for some of you, but if you are, you're keeping a lot to yourself. You're avoiding conflict. All right, so in their energy, this person, they're trying to heal from this ending as well. Believe it or not, this person was very hurt by the way things ended between the two of you. And in fact, this person may have even gone into a bit of depression here. They do have regrets for the way things ended. They have regrets for some of the actions that they took because they were not completely honest with you. And I think they regret that now. And it's kind of standing in between you because there's still some things that they're not telling you. I am also seeing, though, that this person, in the past, they could have been focused on third-party energies, or they could have been just looking at the past, lost in the past. But now they've learned some lessons here. Believe it or not, they've learned some lessons from the deception. I don't know if they got karma for that, if they went through a painful ending elsewhere, but they've learned from the deception. And I do feel like this person is now realizing that there's still love in this relationship. Let me see, why is the Ace of Wands here? Judgment in reverse, Knight of Cups. Yeah, this person's going to come towards you with this cup of love. They were hoping you would come towards them. This is somebody that was hoping, Leo, that you would be the one to approach them. And then they could decide. They could be somebody that likes control. They do have love for you. There's definitely a lot of passion here, but they have love for you as well. They're wondering, do you still have love for them? They don't want to make a poor judgment call, so that's why they're being reserved. And I feel like this is somebody that doesn't know whether or not you will accept them. Whether or not, if they offer this love to you, Are you going to reject them, or are you know, because it looks like they rejected you in the past. So they may be afraid that, you know, that karma is going to come back to them. Let me see why the Nine of Coins is here. You both have the Nine of Coins as well. You both have the Four of Swords, so you're mirroring each other. Why is the Nine of Coins here for the person in Leo's energy? All right, Ace of Pentacles, reverse. Now your underlying energy, it's in the upright, and the Page of Cups. So it looks like you're both single. This person is going to extend themselves towards you. If they did move in the direction of somebody else, I feel like they felt that that wasn't stable, so they chose to end that and become single. But this person, I feel like for some of you, they're going to apologize even. You both also have the Page of Cups. Now, you have it in the reverse. They have it in the upright. So they know you're avoiding conflict with them. They're aware of it. And I do feel like they feel that the reason you're avoiding conflict is because of the way things ended between the two of you, or because of their lack of commitment or lack of stability. This person could be experiencing financial troubles as well, but that's gonna resolve because they're working very hard, and I see that their money is improving. So if that's the case, their money is improving. I feel like this person is going to extend themselves to you, likely in a very small way initially, in order to kind of open that door. But we see this person going from the Page of Cups to the Knight of Cups. So, you know, the love here is going to grow if they feel like it's a fertile ground. So let's look at the energy between Leo and this person. All right, so we have the Six of Wands. We have the Knight of Pentacles and the Empress in the reverse. Yeah, this person's experiencing some problems financially, but that's going to balance out. And it's going to balance out through their own actions. But their money is coming very slowly. That could be affecting this relationship as well. So I am seeing that this is coming together. It's just moving very slowly, very slowly. I don't see anything happening really fast. And part of it is because this person is also needing to learn their value and their self-worth. So this is somebody that has been deceptive in the past. There was a very painful ending. I feel like this person has regrets for the way things ended. I feel like for a lot of you, they're going to apologize to you. And I do feel, and if not apologize, they're definitely going to extend an olive branch. But this is somebody who I feel like they kind of got knocked down. They got knocked down pretty hard. They have the ability to manifest what it is that they want. And in the past, it feels like things came easier to them. But because of their own deception and their own actions, they got knocked off of that pedestal. And now they're trying to heal from that. And they are healing from it. It's just very slowly. You, on the other hand, are they're dealing with feelings of inadequacy, self-worth, financial issues. You're dealing with issues of rejection, abandonment, possibly some immaturity with regard to emotions or communication, you know, feeling powerless and being avoidant of, you know, things that are uncomfortable, because I feel like it would trigger you. So you're both slowly healing is what's taking place here. Individually, you're slowly healing, and this relationship is slowly moving together as a result of it. Yeah, it's actually really beautiful energy. There's a lot of mirroring that's going on. Let's see why this Knight of Swords is here. Why is the Knight of Swords here between Leo and this person? All right, so we have the Seven of Pentacles reversed, and we have the Page of Wands reversed. You could be dealing with a Taurus or a Libra here. I see Scorpio energy as well. So what's affecting this relationship? Well, you've lost your patience with this person. That's one thing. So your patience is wearing thin, And I feel like, you know, you're holding back. You're not going to invest in this until you know that it's going to be successful, or till you feel like it's going to be successful, because it feels like this person's energy is in and out, in and out. And so you're just holding back. You're not going to really deeply invest, which is what this person wanted. They wanted you to come running to them and really want to be with them. So I feel like the truth is going to come out. There's going to be some sort of a conversation between the two of you. You're going to let this person know what it is that you feel needs to take place for this to be successful. And I do feel like you're both going to agree to move slowly. This person can be very spoiled. Page of Wands in the reverse is somebody who, when things don't go their way, they can have temper tantrums. They can be a little spoiled in their behavior. It's stemming from a lack of value or self-worth. They have to understand and know their own value, their own self-worth. So this person has a deep fear that you are not going to accept them back because you didn't come running after them. And I can see you didn't. You're reserved. You're holding back. And they're not used to that. So I don't know if in the past you were always coming towards them, so they were expecting that or hoping for that. And now that's kicking their feelings up. They're triggered. They're like, well, you know, what if Leo doesn't want this connection anymore? So I do feel like this person can be a bit immature in the way that they behave when they don't get what they want. And I feel like they have a fear that you don't want to be with them the way that you used to in the past. They're going to relate all this to you, though, and I think they're going to let you know that they do want this connection. Yeah, this is somebody who can be a little bit immature, though. So let's look at your outcome. Show me the outcome for Leo at the end of this week. Show me the outcome. I do see a conversation happening, and I feel like it's going to be a difficult conversation for both of you. All right, we have the Nine of Cups. We have the Eight of Coins reversed. And we have the King of Wands reversed. All right, so I am seeing that there is some sort of a reconciliation that is trying to come about. The two of you could be taking this slow, so this could be dating. The two of you could be just going out and enjoying each other's company. I do see that there's details that are missing here. You both need to like really look at this in depth. What would a reconciliation really mean? What would it look like? Would you each be able to maintain the growth that you've had? I do feel like this person that's in your energy, they can be a little bit of a handful. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. I also feel like this person might be trying to shift some blame onto you, because remember, they were hurt as well. They withdrew as well. And so I feel like this person could be shifting some things onto you. They do have some regrets for the way that they have behaved. But they may be saying, hey, you know what? I feel like, Leo, you're not taking responsibility for things, which makes sense as to why you're avoiding conflict with this person. You just don't want to deal with any conflict. I do feel that there's neither of you are really putting the work into this. There's a reconciliation trying to happen, but you're both really holding back. This person is trying to come to terms with their own healing. They may be shifting some blame onto you. You have wish fulfillment that is coming in, though. But I'm still seeing by the end of the week, you're both in this single, you know, independent energy. I'm seeing you're working more on your financial stability, your self-love, your own healing here. And this person is still trying to heal. Is that reconciliation coming? I do think it is. I do think it is, but I think that you both need to let this mature a little bit more until it reaches that point. So it's moving slow, so it doesn't surprise me that it's not coming in by the end of the week, but I feel like you're pretty positive that the more you heal, the stronger and more independent you become, that you're actually going to have success with this and you're going to get your wish fulfillment. And I feel like you both do want to be together. It is trying to come in. It definitely is. Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Wands. And that, Leo, is you in your power. You are looking good, smelling good. You know, you've got a glow up going on. I feel like people are enjoying being around you and in your company. I feel like, you know, you have a glow up. You're stepping into your power is what's taking place. And really and truly, that is what is going to bring about, you know, not only the money coming to you, but that stable new beginning. Yeah. So it's good energy. If you are still interested in this person, I feel like it's coming, but it's moving slowly. All right. So let's pull you an oracle card. And there's still details that have to be worked out, details that have to be looked at, examined, talked about. All right, so you have number 46. Now that condenses down to a 10. 10s are about the wrapping up of a cycle. So I feel like there's some sort of cycle between the two of you that is wrapping up. This is called choices. So give me a second and I will read that. Do you know the story of a winged immortal in the house of night who has to choose between the dark and the light? Do you know what he chose? Right now you are faced with a choice. All you need to do is ask, is this for the highest good? The choice you make will be an important step in your life lessons. Remember, even not deciding is a choice. So what will it be? It says, choose another card to show you what your choice will bring you. All right, so guys, we're going to pull you another card. All right, this is unique. I haven't done this in any of the other readings. So you have to ask yourself, is coming together with this person going to be for your highest good? And then you make your choice. Do you want to be with this person? Do you want this reconciliation? Is it for your highest good? And now we're going to pull a card to see what that choice will bring. So make your choice, and I'm pulling a card for you. Pulling for Leo and Leo's choice. All right, we have number 4, the High Priestess of Water. Aries got this card as well. So if you have Aries in your chart, you might want to look at that. All right, it says, water is a transforming element that flows in rivers, makes waves in the vast ocean, turns to hard, cold ice, and disperses as hot steam. Water can change into snowflakes, white fluffy clouds, and rain. When you draw the symbol of water, it signifies a time when things in your life are changing shape right before your very eyes. Go with the flow, as these changes are powerful signs of wondrous experiences, lessons, and gifts. Even if you don't understand these changes at the moment, you will later. Oof. So you've got big changes that are taking place in this relationship based upon the choices that you're making. And you know, it's funny because I was just talking to another tarot reader about how we are all at this period in our life. There's a spiritual war that is going on, and every person is making a choice as to whether they're going to go towards the dark or they're going to go towards the light. We're all making these choices. So, you know, I have to say, this is, water indicates emotions. There's definitely emotional changes that are taking place in this relationship, and you're being asked to move to the light. So you have to decide, is this relationship going to move you towards the light? All right. This is powerful. I hope this has been helpful for you, Leo. If you have resonated with this reading, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. And until I see you guys in your next reading, Leo, know that you are loved, and namaste.